I have a suggested practice, a suggested 1 hour daily practice framework. I can share with you on the screen so that we can go over how we can practice. So you got some kind of idea and basic what I need to be. Of course, there are so many practices, right? That's what Buddha taught. Buddha was very much like a skillful doctor. A skillful doctor doesn't prescribe the only one medicine, right, to everybody. So he taught many, many different kind of medicine, method, and so forth, approaches. So in our tradition, we also have a variety of method, but come down to these two cultivation. All other support to do this. And especially for the beginners, if we don't have other commitment or something, sadhana commitment, then if we fulfill these two things, that's perfectly fine. This is something we do, or I just suggest if we have 1 hour, which is quite luxurious for people. If we commit every day, that'd be great. So we have a DW prayers, as you said, 2 pages as a guideline, guiding structure. And also we have a Ramrim resource, like module on Fresh Run. We can use those 2 materials. First, even before we dive into practice, just sit down, right? Find your comfortable seat and settling the mind in whatever way. Maybe I like to connect the breath, begin with quiet sitting, which is so important because we are transitioning the very busy daily life to the spiritual practice. We haven't integrated fully yet. Okay, so gather your mind, settle your breath, awareness. So that's number 1. Then once your mind started to settle a little bit, do a little bit of Ramrim contemplation. We have a short Ramrim. If you go to the Fresh Run, there are Ramrim resource module. There are a whole list. Maybe I added 5 or something. Short Ramrim glance meditation we call. Glance meditation is like a glance. Like we do glance meditation, then focus on the one topic each day. For example, the foundation of good qualities, that is the Lama Tsongkhapa's Ramrim text, short one. Then recite, meditate, starting from the Guru devotion, like a precious human life we got, how amazing it is, but that's not gonna last forever, resting on the death and the impermanence, meditating. We have a few Ramrim on the Fresh Run, maybe 5 or something. So each day we alternate so that we can get used to get a little bit of different flavors, but the same structures. Then karmic cause and effect, then the disadvantages of samsaric life, then renunciation or something like that. Just go one by one, not too long. Just go kind of glance and touch the point. Every day alternate the text. Then tomorrow use a different text and do the same contemplation. In terms of topic, you focus one by one every day. For example, if you want to focus on death and impermanence today, a little bit to go deeper, thinking about death and impermanence and the topic. Even you might like to use my video on a specific topic if you like. I have quite a number of video related to the Ramrim. Rest of that glance meditation. Maybe about 10 minutes or so, we focus on Ramrim every day. If we do that every day, your practice and imprint in your mind, and then really help you transform your mind. Then finally come to the refuge and the bodhicitta, because refuge bodhicitta is not just about reciting, right? We have to have a genuine feeling, why we go for refuge, why we need a true refuge, not like a fake refuge, which deceive us again and again. So we come to this kind of longing for true refuge and the importance of motivation of bodhicitta. Then we recite the one we recited today 3 times. Then if you like, you can do it with the movement that also synchronize your awareness, understanding, and the refuge and bodhicitta. Then offer the short mandala to open your heart, surrendering, self-grasping. Mandala offering is about giving up everything, offer up, self-clinging, and cultivating vast generosity. Those are kind of preparing the ground, so to speak. When you plant a nice seed, you need to cultivate the field, right? Take the pebbles out, putting some fertilizer or whatever. So you need a good soil. Number 3 is about that. We need to really have a good ground. Now, opening the heart. Practice Tonden. 2-pager also have a Tonden practice, only a few lines. So you can do that, Tonden, every day. There's a chanting version as well, so you can listen to that. Even on YouTube, I think there's a videos I'm doing that movement, Tonden. Te na je tsun Rama tu je che ma gyu do, like that. You can do that to Tonden, then really feel genuine feeling of the love, taking, breathing in the suffering of all beings as if yours, and then sending out your love and the relief, ease, happiness, and you can do with the movement as well. When you do with movement, somehow, for me, I feel like I'm embodying the whole thing, not just doing it here. Then allow compassion to expand beyond yourself to all beings. Yeah, Tonden is the best practice to open the heart, because it's against our habitual pattern that usually we don't want to give happiness. We want to take happiness or the joy from others or something. That's kind of habitual patterns. We reverse that. Once we set the ground, then we cultivate opening the heart. Then second aspect is contemplating on wisdom of emptiness. Just sit down, do analytical meditation on emptiness. It doesn't need to be so formal, but we also have a formal fourfold analysis. But also just sit down and look at who is doing, who is meditating. Look at who or what is the meditator, who is a meditator. Is the meditator, where is it? Head, heart. Because if a meditator exists inherently, then I have to be able to find it, right? So something like that, every day you do some kind of analytical meditation. Even the simple one, you can get used to it. Then, I cannot find the meditator. I cannot find the gram. What is the gram? Gram is something based on the body and mind. We impute it, no gram. So appear, yet aura, dependent arising, reflect on this illusionary nature. Appear, yet not existing inherently, independently. Aura depend on causes and conditions and the imputation. Not only self, but also the mind, thoughts, emotions, appearance, emotion come and go, appear and disappear, aura like that, like nothing to cling on to. Then started to feel a little bit of a smell of emptiness. Then once you got that, then rest in open awareness, non-conceptually. Up to that, you use the concept. It's very important to do the analytical meditation because concept is the one who blocking this understanding. So first we do the rational analysis. Then slowly started to have understanding. Finally, we let go of our concept. Non-conceptually rest in open awareness, ungrasping, and the spacious emptiness. Just resting, that clarity, your understanding. Okay, so this might be enough, but then if you want to add Guru Yoga, we have a short 1-page Guru Yoga. We call the short 6-session Guru Yoga from beginning to end. This is a kind of commitment for those people who receive the highest yoga tantra empowerment. But even without empowerment, using this short 1-pager as a framework, be good. Very nice, beautiful practice. Because the point of the Guru Yoga practice is that you merge your mind, this divine being, with Rama. It's called Rama, but you can imagine a divine being or even divine yourself, true self, big self. Invite your true self, divine being, maybe in the form of your teacher or whatever, then dissolve into you. Then at that point, rest in non-dual awareness and meditate on emptiness with concentration. So at this point, you can practice the one-pointed concentration we call shamatha without distract. If your mind gets distracted, actually your mind gets distracted, then bring it back to the focus and the resting. It's not about spacing out, really focusing, resting with relaxation and with focus. That's called the union of shamatha and vipassana with understanding of emptiness. Emptiness of Guru, emptiness of the self merges. Then conclude with dedication, and with the heartfelt dedication, and may whatever merit I've created become a cause for the awakening of all being. So this is the suggested 1 hour daily practice framework. This got everything. If you can do this every day, 1 hour, spend devoting your entire being to this. This is called auspicious. Without clinging the result, but with steady faith, if you practice in this way each day, day by day, you will certainly experience a spiritual transformation over time, often without even realizing it. His Holiness said, don't expect your transformation just 6 months or even 1 year, 2-3 years. Then you will notice the change, transformation in yourself, in your life, maybe people around you, because you are part of this interdependence, right? So this is something I suggest.